Now, Indian buyers, they have this perception, if they're shelling out big bucks, they'd rather do it on something that has a boot rather than something that has a hatch. Now, when BMW launched the 1 Series in India, they launched the premium hatchback as opposed to the sedan. So the entry-level sedan for BMW in India is still the 3 Series. Now, for all its compactness, the 3 Series wasn't that great on interior space. So, well, what if you wanted to buy a car that's not too bulky, that has the practicality and the versatility of a much bigger car and yet remains to be compact and dynamic? Well, for that, BMW has launched this. This is the new BMW 3 Series GT, and yes, I know some of you are rolling your eyes because, well, let's face it, the GT version of the 5 Series wasn't the biggest hit in India, but the 3 Series GT deserves to be rid of that baggage. In fact, I dare say I like the GT's dimensions and coupe-ish profile a bit more than the sedan. From the front, the 3 GT looks a lot like the sedan despite the larger headlamp unit and air dams, but move to the side and the back and you notice the coupe-like roofline, which doesn't quite look odd the way it did on the 5 Series. A retractable spoiler breaks this coupe line, which by the way is the first time any BMW car has made use of an active spoiler. The spoiler adds downforce at touring speeds in excess of 110 km/h or with a press of a button, but with the spoiler disengaged, the 3 GT has a coefficient of drag of just 0.28. Well, in other words, it cuts through air with the ease of most sports cars. There are air vent blades on the side bleeding air from the air dam and ensuring that your brakes are getting cooled better. The GT also gets frameless doors and a sunroof on the top end variant. Oh, and a rather cool boot. Now, one of the strengths of the GT over the 3 Series sedan is the boot. So you get a standard notchback tailgate as opposed to a boot lid, which gives you a massive loading area. So now you have about 520 liters of storage space. That's 25 more than the sedan. With the seats folded down, you get about 1600 liters, which is massive. Now, the clever little things, you get these handles with which you can just simply fold the seats down without having to do it manually yourself. You have a clever little storage area out here, which you can, well, pretty much store anything actually. And you have these rails on which you can mount your bicycles, your skis, or your snowboards, pretty much anything. And you get a standard automatic closing tailgate, which I think makes this pretty fancy. Thanks to that sloping C-pillar and the increased dimensions, the interior room on the 3 Series GT is hardly believable. But believe this, it has more room on the insides than even the 5 Series. The 3 Series GT will be offered with the same interiors and upholstery, kit and features as the 3 Series sedan in the same 3 variants: Sports Line, Luxury Line and Modern Line. The GT's chassis is about 25 mm higher, and on top of that it gets standard 18-inch wheels even for India. With the increase in dimensions, the GT is expected to weigh about 100 kilos more too. So you might expect the GT to behave on the road like an old steamer on choppy waters. And well, if they've managed to get it anywhere close to the sedan 3 Series, I'd say BMW have done a fantastic job with the GT. What they've done is they've retained the 50-50 weight distribution from the front and the back. They have substantially reworked the suspension for this heightened version. And the result, which I'm happy to report, is that the GT drives almost identical to the 3 Series sedan. BMW introduced the 3 Series GT globally with 5 engine options. The 320i and the 328i, which are the 4-cylinder twin-scroll turbo petrols in 2 different states of tune. Then there's the potent 335i, which is the 6-cylinder petrol engine making a mouth-watering 306 horsepower and 400 Newton meters. You also have the 2 quintessential diesel options in the 318D and the 320D, again in different states of tune. What I suspect will make it to India will be the 328i petrol and the 320d diesel. These are the same engine options on offer with the 3 Series sedan in India, which kind of makes sense because BMW plans to assemble the 3 Series GT along with the sedan in India. Now both these engines will be married to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. What I'm driving today, the stick shifter, the 6-speed manual, I don't think India is going to get it. The GT completes BMW's 3 Series portfolio. You have the normal sedan, then you have the touring, or rather the estate version, which India doesn't get, and understandably so. Indians hate estates. And the GT is the third and final prong of the 3 Series family. It's for those who want the driving prowess of the 3, space for their family, without wanting it to look like a mommy's car. By the time you're watching this, I'll be warm at home and BMW will have launched the 3 Series GT at the Auto Expo. What it is then, if you can manage to clear off the 5 Series GT baggage, is a 3 Series which has retained everything positive from the sedan, and it's a whole lot more practical, a whole lot more versatile. What I can say at this point is BMW seems to have played the smart card this time around with the 3 Series GT.